Hello and welcome back to Living Not Existing. As always, I'm Josh. And well, in today's episode, in fact, you know what? I'm going to put my sunglasses on because it's a lovely day. I'm going to get outside and I'll tell you what's going on outside. Right, so now I'm going to get me carrots and my parsnips planted, basically. And I look a bit funny, it's because I'm using a bit of a funny camera lens adapter thing, so you can actually see everything. But yeah, so anyway, the idea is behind me, as you can see, I've got these planks laid out. And what I've done is I've just put one towards the bed edge, just to space it off. And then what I did do, if I roll this one over, I had plank, then I put my other plank, and obviously I took this one out, obviously as I've done along the line. So then what I'm going to do in here is, see, that's where my seeds are going to go, and then I'm going to cover that over with compost, is the idea. So because I've got multiple different types of seeds, what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to succession plant, but then also I'm going to plant plenty in each thing, in like each little run that I'm putting them in. And what I'm going to do when it comes to thinning out, I'm actually going to let most of them grow, and then I'm just going to like harvest as I go along. So just have some like baby carrots, and then the ones that I leave in, once I've thinned that out enough, I leave them to grow into full big carrots and so on and so forth. And then I'm going to succession plant along the beds, so that then once these ones come up, then I'll put the next ones in and so on and so forth, like I've done with my spring onions and stuff like that, just to try and get a bit of a succession of the plants going along like that. So as for the carrots, as you can see, I've got seed packets over here. What I'm going to plant first in this first line is, because I've got three different types, as I say, is I'm going to plant the resistor fly variety. And I've just opened these up, and I don't know if you've ever done this. Now, you might call me completely loopy for this, but if I can get it open, not that you'll be able to, obviously, because we don't have smell-o-vision, but they smell gorgeous, like proper fruity or something. It's a really weird smell. It's lovely though, and if you've got carrot seeds yet and you haven't planted them, give them a sniff, because they smell lovely. And I tried it with all the different varieties, and they all have a different smell, but they're all really sweet. The purple ones, which have got the purple dragon carrots, they don't have as much of a smell though, for some reason. Who knows why. But basically, with the seeds, I'm just gonna, because you get about 400 seeds per packet, I'm just gonna put a good little clump of them, probably about a third of them, because by the time I get all the way along with each line, I'll probably end up getting about 3 lines of carrots in, I would have thought. So just get about the amount that I want, about that amount of them is what I'm going to get. I'll just gently put this packet down so I don't end up spilling seeds everywhere and get random carrots. Then all I'm going to do is dual purpose for these boards as well, it makes it so I can walk along them. Right, so I put plenty of them along there now with that resistor fly type. And then grab this, and then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover it over with compost, because I find it a lot easier to just cover with compost like this than it is to like dig a trench, put them in, cover the trench over, and so on and so forth. So I just like doing this, plus also it makes it so when I lift these boards out of the way, it makes it so I can actually see where things are planted still. Like obviously, as you've seen with the spring onions and that, I've done that with the spring onions and planted all them like this, and the spinach and all that sort of stuff. Now I'm actually going to just so while I'm talking about spinach, I'm going to have to net my spinach up today, because so far they've been fine and the pigeons haven't got them. But the pigeons decided to get them this morning, and one of the plants is completely gone, which isn't good. And I don't like pigeons for that, because obviously with the surrounding of the trees all over here, that well, I don't think you can't see at the moment, but obviously, as you know, there's trees either side. The pigeons all live in those trees, and they come down here and they go, ooh, allotments, ooh, food, let's eat it all. And I know last year I had a right problem with them, so I'm trying to keep on top of them this year. So I've got some netting, so I'm going to get that stuff netted over once I've finished doing this. And yeah, I've also got a few things I'm going to be potting on as well, like some of the tomatoes and stuff, because they're getting rather large now. Yeah, just put plenty of compost. I usually just use like one of these buckets, especially on this sort of size. And then, yeah, just like so. And that's that. So that's what I'm doing for the first one. Now the next load, just while I've got them here, and I'll show you them, because they're one of my unusual seeds, it's part of the unusual seed challenge this year, which I'll be putting this into the unusual seeds playlist as well. So for easy access finding of all the different sorts of videos, if you check out in playlists, you'll be able to see the different types of things going on, just for easier access. Oh, now I haven't got many of these seeds looking at it. I've only got that many seeds in total. But that's the seeds for the purple dragon carrots. Now, I'm not sure whether I said this before when I was talking about these seeds, but I'll say it now. It's because it's something rather interesting I found. I'm actually going to halve these seeds so that I can get some more rows done, or at least another row done. But yeah, so these purple dragon carrots, something interesting that it tells me on the packet is the fact that carrots were originally purple, and they were made orange by the Dutch I think it was in the 1600s or the 16th century, whatever that it works out to. It's one of the two. But yeah, so basically these carrots, purple carrots, were the original carrots, and it wasn't up until that time period when the orange type of carrot that we know became popular and was kind of somewhat created somehow, and through crossbreeding or something like that. I don't know, I'm not knowledgeable on that. But basically, the reason they did it was it was to honour the Dutch House of Orange, and so that's why they did it. And then carrots kind of became popular being orange, I suppose. I don't know. It just became the thing. But carrots were originally purple, so it's quite interesting having these purple seeds. And I'm actually probably what I'm going to do as well, if they're good, obviously if they're disgusting for some reason, if they taste completely different and are disgusting, obviously I probably won't grow them again, because there's no point if you don't like the stuff. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let a couple of these plants go to seed, so they get seed for next year. And that's actually my plan with a lot of the plants that I'm growing this year. But yeah, so that was that with the purple seeds. I've actually need to go get more compost, so I can't do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to crack on getting the rest of these planted. I've also got, I'll show you, some James Scarlet as well. So I've got those seeds, so I'm going to get them planted. And then I'll be jumping onto the parsnips. And basically I'm going to be doing it all in the same fashion, but I'll show you the seeds just before I quickly not rushly, but you know, speed things up and do this. It's the same sort of idea as I've got with the carrots. So first one, I'm going to use these tender and true parsnips. Next one's I'm going to do these student parsnips. And then these Pacific F1, which are just in this little packet like that. But these are interesting looking seeds, because the rest of them don't look like this. I've not seen this before. But they're green, or turquoise, or whatever colour that is. But yeah, for some reason, and I don't know why, but they are. I got given them last year off of one of my allotment neighbours, and I never managed to get them in last year, so I'm going to try and grow some this year. But yeah, so I'm going to do the same thing with all of these, and yeah, then get it watered, and I'll show you my new watering system that I've rigged up. Just a little temporary measure until I fully do the full thing. But yeah, so I'm going to crack on and get these bits sorted now. show the difference as well between obviously those bluey, greeny, turquoisey seeds that there is for the parsnips. These are the tender and true parsnips, and just to show you the difference in the seeds, yeah, so totally different, which is rather interesting. And it's good as well because you get loads of seeds in this packet, which is always good. It's always nice to have loads of seeds.
Down the Rhine. I said, remember the curls of the Deutscher girls.
And just to show what I'm on about with those blue seeds being so strange, here's the other type of parsnip. They're exactly the same basically.
Deutscher girls. All over in Rhine. From down on the Rhine.
Right, so now I've got all that sorted, what I'm going to do is just tip off the excess compost and like so. End up with lovely patches of where it's all planted. So I'll rip these boards off. And there we go. Now I'll show you my watering system. So, as far as what my new watering system is I'm over here by this manhole cover that I've luckily got on my plot. It's where all the drainage comes from, all the drains and stuff like that, and all the water, all the groundwater and stuff drains into it all, and all the pipes come to here from all over the allotment site, all over sort of nearby to here in the surrounding little housing estates and stuff like that, and it all runs down to here and then goes from here to the other side of that fence where the road is, under the road, and then there's a river over there where it all runs into. And then what's happened, don't know how many years ago now, but basically over the road there's a solar farm, and what they've done when they did the solar farm, they've actually blocked off this pipe on the other side, annoyingly. So what happens is the whole site floods, and I think it was the year before I got this plot, there was some major flooding to the extent of my entire plot was actually 4 foot underwater. It flooded that much. So what I've started doing is I've got, just to help stop it as much really, and it is actually gradually slightly going down, but not really, but it's definitely going to help because it seems to be coming in. And I was talking to my neighbour Gary, who, if you see this pipe here, put one in as well. He actually ended up getting some sort of the dreggy sort of stuff at one point, and then it seemed to be that some more water came through from the rest of the pipes going everywhere. So it's like I've got thousands and thousands of gallons reservoir right here on my plot, which is brilliant. And then obviously I plumbed Gary into it as well next door. And basically all it is that I've got at the setup at the moment is just a little 12 volt water pump that you have like in your caravan or motorhome or something like that. And then I've just got to move the cover slightly because it's not actually fastened down, And then all I do is I've just dropped that into there until it goes down to where the water level is. So just to say tuck it under the water level, because then I'm getting like the clearest stuff, a bit down, so that if there's any surface residue I'm not getting that, but I'm getting like the clear spot, not at the bottom, not at the top, basically just nice in the middle. And you can actually see the water because it's nice and clear down there as well. It's kind of like having a well basically, which is brilliant obviously. And then all I've done is I've literally just tied some wires on. I just bring car battery over here, and then obviously I don't leave this out here obviously. Last thing I want is someone to come and nick my car battery. But so I've got a car battery that I bring down here for this, and then just red wire positive, black wire negative. And at the moment I haven't got anything special set up, so all I'm doing is it's just literally the end of the wire, and then I'm just, well, you probably see a little spark maybe here. See, as it goes, the actual pipe jiggles a little bit as you see the pump kicking in. But yeah, all I do is I just fasten that onto there and then run to the other end, because it doesn't have, well, it has the flow control on the actual hose pipe part, because it's just attached to a hose pipe, this bit as well, the pump, that's all it is. And believe it or not, it was the hose pipe internal diameter was the exact same as the external diameter of putting it on the pump, so it just pushed on and that's it, sorted. But yeah, so then I just fasten that on, and then I obviously don't have an on-off switch anywhere else, and that's it. So fasten that on, run to the other end. So I'm going to fasten this on, if I can do it one-handed. Fasten that on. Bit hard one-handed. Fasten that on, like so, and then run. But I've actually placed it so that it's not going to be drenching everything right now. But yeah, I'm still going to take that off though. But that's my water system. And as you can see at the start with this new watering system, see, I've got in a nice spray like that. I'll point it that way and then I'm watering my bushes as well. But you get a nice spray, it's actually got a fair bit of power to it as well. It can actually spray all that far, and that's only off that tiny pump. The only thing is I haven't got a switch off over here, so I have to run back over that wire. So that's that. That's all the carrots and parsnips now planted. Well, not all, obviously I've got the successional bit of it all. But yeah, that's that all planted, and my new watering system. Now eventually that watering system's going to become bigger and better and everything. That's plans for the future. But for now, that's doing the job beautifully. So yeah, I've never got to worry about water, which is brilliant. So I'm well happy about that. But yeah, so until that point, that's it on my watering system anyway. And you know, I'll have to try and figure out what I'm going to do with obviously the fact that I've now got thousands of gallons of water. So yeah, it's going to be some fun project in the future for that. You've got to wait for that one. See if you can think out what I'm going to be doing. Drop a comment down below and let us know. But yeah, that's everything. So thank you all very much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell button. Check out the Facebook and Instagram links below. And yeah, until next time, I'm Josh, been living not existing. Goodbye.